Just think a few short years ago, on the Freedom Ride, just think, in 1961, the same year that President Barack Obama was born, black people and white people couldn't leave Washington, D.C., seated together on a Greyhound bus or a Trailway bus, traveling through Virginia, through North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, on our way to New Orleans to test a decision of the United States Supreme Court. When we arrived in this little town, Rock Hill, about 35 miles from Charlotte, my seatmate, a young white gentleman, the two of us tried to enter a so-called white waiting room. We were attacked and left in a pool of blood. The police officials came out and said, "Do you want to press charges?" We said no. We come in peace with love and nonviolence. Many years later, one of the young men that attacked me came to my office in Washington in February of '09 and said, "Mr. Lewis, I'm one of the people that beat you in May 1961. His son had been encouraging his father to do it. His son came with him. He said, I want to apologize, I'm sorry, what I did." His son started crying, he started crying, I started crying. He gave me a hug, son hugged me, I hugged him back. He called me brother, I called him brother. I saw him full of the time. That is the power of love. It is the power of the teaching of Jesus. That's what the movement was all about, to be reconciled. And a few days ago, probably some of you read about it, 53 years after the Montgomery, not the Montgomery bus boycott, but 53 years after the Freedom Ride, 52 years to be exact, a short distance from here, the police chief of Montgomery, who was not even born 52 years ago, at First Baptist Church, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, the old church, where I first met Dr. King. The church was full with members of Congress, religious leaders, lay people, students, and the chief came in, spoke to us, and said, "Mr. Lewis, when you came here in 1961, we failed to protect you." He was not even born. Will you forgive us? He took off his badge and said, "I want to give you my badge." I said, "Chief, you can't do that. You need your badge." I said, "I'm not worthy to accept your badge." He said, "I can get another one." He gave his badge. The deputy chief started crying, the chief started crying, and the entire congregation in the church. It's the power of love. Love in action. And some people may call it the spirit of history, but I call it the Holy Spirit.
All right.
So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to find a way to get in the way. Don't be afraid to step out on His name. And say, we're one people, we're one family, we're one house. We're part of the beloved community. Tell you the story. When I was growing up outside of Troy, Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, about a 2.5-hour drive from here, I had an aunt by the name of Geneva. And my Aunt Geneva lived in what we call a shotgun house. She didn't have a green manicured lawn. Had a simple, plain, dirt yard. I know here, Christian, you never seen a shotgun house. Don't fool me. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Well, this shotgun house, old house, one way in, one way out, in a non-violent sense where you can bounce a basketball through the front door and it will go straight out the back door. Sometime at night, you can look up through the ceiling,
Right.
through the tin roof, and count the stars. And when it would rain, my Aunt Eva would get a pail, a bucket, a tub, and catch the rainwater. From time to time, she would walk out into the woods and cut branches from a dogwood tree and tie these branches together and make a broom. And she called that broom the restroom. And she would sweep this dirt yard clean, sometimes 2 and 3 times a week, but especially on a Friday or Saturday, because she wanted that dirt yard to look good during the weekend. But one Saturday afternoon, a group of my brothers and sisters and a few of my first cousins, we were all out playing in my Aunt Eva dirt yard, and an unbelievable storm came up. The wind started blowing, the thunder started rolling, the lightning started flashing, and the rain started beating on the tin roof of this old shotgun house. My aunt became terrified. She started crying. She thought this whole house was going to blow away. She got all of us little children together and told us to hold hands, and we did as we were told. The wind continued to blow. The thunder continued to roll, the lightning continued to flash, and the rain just continued to beat on the tin roof of this old shotgun house. And when one corner of this old house appeared to be lifted from its foundation, my aunt had us to walk to that corner to try to hold the house down with our little bodies. When the other corner appeared to be lifted, she had us to walk to that side. We were little children walking with the wind, but we never ever left the house. That's what the civil rights movement was all about. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. was all about, trying to hold our little trimming house together. As Christians, we have an obligation, we have a mission, we have a mandate to do what we can to keep our little planet we call spaceship Earth together. We can do it. We must do it. We must walk with the Holy Spirit and let the teaching of the great teacher be our guide. Thank you very much.